All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along tonight for our middle school subject selection evening, middle school and year 10. We're going to have a look at a few processes throughout the evening. Welcome back to a few familiar faces from Monday night for our senior subject selection evening, and a welcome to everyone who's watching on the live stream. Before we get underway, though, I'd just like to invite Gretchen Davis-Hill, our secondary prefect, and Jordan Austin, our academic prefect, to come and say a few words.
Good evening, students, parents and teachers. I would like to welcome you to the 2023 Year 8 to 10 subject selection evening. Tonight you'll be able to explore a range of subjects and converse with various teachers to select the most beneficial subjects to assist your future. I wish you all well and remember to choose the subjects you're going to enjoy. In the event of an emergency, please assemble in the top car park under the direction of staff. Female toilets can be found directly opposite downstairs in the Luck building. Male toilets can be found in this building downstairs and directly next to the elevator. I would like to introduce Academic Prefect Jordan Austin to say a few words.
Girls Grammar offers a variety of elective subjects to fulfill the interests of our students. Electives should be selected based on your interests and the subject areas that you enjoy. It has been statistically proven that students perform higher academically in subject areas they like. Academic success is not only validating, but also opens opportunities for employment and allows you to better contribute to society. The skills that are required to be successful academically also assist you throughout your social and work environments and can lead to living a more rewarding life. These include organisation, perseverance, motivation, time management, and eagerness to learn. The subjects you choose to complete next year are not the be-all and end-all, as you will still have the freedom to decide to try alternative electives. However, we are aiming for you to make the best decisions you can. The subjects you choose may not determine your future, however, keeping your options open will be beneficial in your endeavours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, girls. Before we get underway, also I'd just like to acknowledge that our principal, Cara Kralik, would have loved to have been here tonight, but she's actually attending Year 10 camp. Of course, at any stage, if you do wish to have a chat with Cara, she's very happy to do so. So the purpose of this session tonight is essentially to have a look at our curriculum in Years 8 to 10 and have a look at some of that information about subjects and most critically go through that subject selection process. I'm just quickly going to swap over to our website so you'll be able to see where you can find some of the information. So under our resources tab, you will find assessment and subject forms. And in here, if we scroll down, you'll be able to find a Year 8 and 9 subject line choices for 2023 and a Year 10 subject line choices for 2023. Both of those documents are provided this evening, so you'll be able to grab those as soon as we're finished with this presentation. But at any stage, you'll be able to grab those. These forms are pretty much the initial stage in the subject selection process. Once we get underway, we'll develop some lines to be able to put into our timetable, and so those line forms will actually change a little bit later. The other place that's really important to look at is under the Learning tab, and we're going to be looking in two different places. The first is the middle school. So our middle school is Years 7, 8 and 9, and if we scroll down, you'll find that we have our current 2023 Middle School Curriculum Handbook, and in here you'll have information in general. You'll have your staff contacts, but also some information around what is involved in each subject, including the structure, the units, and what sort of assessments that would be involved in them. For the Year 10, again, we're looking at the Learning tab, but because Year 10 is officially part of our senior school, we'll be looking under the Senior School tab, and you'll find there are two curriculum handbooks, one for Year 10 and one for Year 11 and 12. So clearly we're looking at the Year 10 2023, and it'll be a very similar structure to the Year 8 and 9 book with lots of information about what's involved in each subject. So first of all, I guess I would really point out the different phases of schooling. So clearly we are in either year 7, 8 or 9 this year, and pretty much regardless of which year level you're in, you're starting that transition into the senior school. So year 11 and 12. Year 10 is a pretty significant transition year, and you'll see that when we're starting to look at some of the electives that are available in there. So in 2023, our year 8 and 9 students will all study 5 core subject areas, but you will also have the opportunity, particularly if you're moving into year 8, you'll have the opportunity for the first time to start choosing your electives, and you'll be able to choose 3 elective subjects. In year 10, you'll continue to study those core subjects, but you're going to have more choice about those core subjects and be able to choose some electives within them. You also have the opportunity to continue or change those general elective subjects that you have been studying over the last year or so. For our year 8 and 9 core curriculum, again, we are following the Australian curriculum as is mandated, and we will be studying English, mathematics, science, humanities and social science, as well as physical education. And the electives that you can choose from include agricultural science, business studies, dance, drama, food and textiles, digital technologies, music, Spanish, and visual art and design. As you can see, there's the little asterisk on Spanish. That is the only one that does have a prerequisite for you to be able to continue through to year 11 and 12. Clearly with a language, it's not something you can just jump into at year 11 and 12, so we'd be asking that you would be studying that now. For our year 10s next year, again, we're doing those mandated curriculum for Australian curriculum, and everyone will be studying English, mathematics, science, humanities and social sciences. But we'll also introduce 2 new subjects, which is career education and literacy. And at year 10, you actually will start accruing points towards your Queensland Institute of Education, and each of those subjects, upon successful completion with the assessments, you will accrue 1 point each, which is fantastic. However, as I said, we will in year 10 have a little bit more choice around those core subjects. So you will be actually selecting 1 of 3 options for your mathematics subjects. So that's either essentials, general or methods, and the level of difficulty increases from essentials to general to methods. In our year 10 science, our aim is to be able to offer 3 trimesters. So trimester 1 starting at term 1 and going into term 2, with our trimester 2 commencing some part way through term 2 and going into term 3, and our trimester 3 going from partway through term 3 and into term 4. And we'll be asking you to make a selection of 1 science subject in each trimester. We are very hopeful that we are able to deliver that program. So in trimester 1, you'll be able to choose from a psychology subject. You can see there that I have actually called it biology with the psychology focus. That's really just around the language of Australian curriculum. So psychology doesn't officially exist at year 10 level. So it's under the biology banner, but it's essentially psychology. The other subject you can choose is chemistry. In trimester 2, either biology or physics. And in trimester 3, biology or chemistry. Now, all of this information is, of course, also on those subject selection forms. For our humanities and social science, or HASS subjects, we'll have a rotational basis, 1 for each semester. So in semester 1, you'll be able to choose from either ancient history or business. And in semester 2, you'll be able to choose from either modern history or legal studies. So once again, sticking with Australian curriculum, but allowing you to start making some more choices around the things that you want to pursue into year 11 and 12. For our general electives, very similar to year 8 and 9, but there are some differences. You will see that, of course, what has happened is physical education is no longer part of the core curriculum at year 10, so it has been introduced as an elective, and so if you wish to do physical education, you will still be able to do so. And you'll also see that business studies, which was at year 8 and 9, has moved to the humanities stream in that elective stream, and so has disappeared from the general electives. Again, Spanish being that prerequisite for year 11 and 12. So then we get to the actual process of selecting subjects. So a lot of this seems to be potentially common sense. However, really important to point some of these things out. So I think what you need to be doing is choosing the subjects which you have got an ability in and which you enjoy. What that ends up doing is leading you into further studies and indeed careers that you are going to enjoy. I have a belief that if you are doing subjects because you think you should, it's not necessarily the best decision to be making, because you might end up being successful in them, not enjoying them, and heading into a career path that you're not going to particularly enjoy. So you really need to pursue those passions. Whatever it is that you do choose, of course, we are aiming for you to get those achievement levels, academic achievement levels, as high as we possibly can, for you to have as many options as you can throughout your lives. It's really important though, particularly at year 8 and 9, but 10 also, is that you're not necessarily committing yourself to full years or full 3 years worth of an elective. So if you choose to pick up food and textiles in year 8, it doesn't mean that you're committing to food and textiles for the next 3 years. The idea in those elective subjects in the middle school is for you to have the opportunity to try different things. So you're actually trying to find things that you have more enjoyment in. Having said that, there's no reason why you can't join food and textiles in year 8 and stick with it all the way through. Indeed, many students do stick with their electives because they find that they've made the right choices from the start and they're happy with what they do. If there are changes to be made, then of course we do that in consultation with myself and parents. A little caveat there, pardon me, that of course we really need to also be conscious of subject enrolments, and so if we do find that there are subjects that might be having 1 to 2 students wishing to do them, it becomes very difficult to justify being able to continue with them, and so we'd have conversations around those things. Pardon me. All right, so this process that we're going to go through over the next week or two, the idea is, particularly tonight, have conversations with your teachers and clearly your parents. I'm going to ask that you get the completed subject selections form back into Student Services by the 5th of August. Clearly, if you wish to do that earlier, you can. If there are reasons why that can't occur, then absolutely always happy to listen to reasonings. Pardon me. What that will allow me to do is start constructing the timetable for next year, and hence why we're doing this reasonably early in the year. We don't predetermine what subjects will be on and what times, because we try and listen to our girls and provide what they are asking for, which can change from year to year. So for year 8 and 9, the subject selection process is pretty simple. You have your core subjects, which everyone will be doing, and then you're going to be choosing out of that elective lines. I'm asking you to choose 4 different subjects, even though you're only doing 3, and then you're doing it in the order of preference that you want to do it. So in this case, the student has chosen food and textiles as their number 1 preference, digital technologies as their number 2 preference, Spanish as agricultural sciences is their number 3 preference, and Spanish as their number 4. So their number 4 preference is a reserve preference, and again, as I say, I'm trying to construct timetables that will work for everyone, but there might be situations where I just can't undo clashes, and so a student might need to take a reserve preference. In this case, it would be Spanish. To be perfectly honest, the timetable, I usually get it to work for 95 to 98% of students. However, that's the reality, that there will always be 1 or 2 which will have to take a reserve preference. Year 10, there's a little bit more choice, as you have heard. I'm going to be asking you on your form to choose mathematical methods, general maths or essential maths, and again, the order of difficulty is essential up to general and up to mathematical methods. And when I'm saying order of difficulty, I guess that's depending upon the individual, but that for most students that is the level of difficulty that they would find. Then you're going to be choosing a humanities choice, a science choice. So for each trimester, just choosing one, so either bio, psych or chemistry, either bio or physics for trimester 2 and either bio or chemistry for trimester 3. And then your humanities and social science line, so either ancient history or business, modern history or legal studies. And then finally, as it was with the years 8 and 9s, just choosing the preferences 1 to 4 from those general elective subjects. So who can you talk to? Well, clearly you can talk to myself. Tonight you've got your teachers who are here to help to provide advice about what's in each subject. Students who have been through this. So we've got Gretchen and Jordan, who I'm sure will be very happy to give their advice as well. But any students who are in the older grades who have been through these processes. There are the handbooks, which are pointed out on our website, and of course, parents and care teachers will be able to also assist. So our staff contacts, unfortunately, we, like the rest of society, have had an amount of illness, so we do have some staff away absent this evening. But I'll just quickly again ask as I call your name so that the parents can see who you are. So I've got Kate Knowles here today to talk on English. So that's Kate at the back there. We've got Bronte and Chris who are here to talk on mathematics. Christy Day is here to talk for science. Veronica Miller-Waugh is here to talk on humanities and social sciences as well as career education at Year 10. Lee Bartlam is here to talk on the literacy course. Selena McBride is absent today also on Year 10 camp, and she's here. She's able to give you advice on agricultural science. If there are questions that can't be answered by myself tonight, then of course you can contact Selena. Greta Doherty for physical education. Greta's giving you a wave at the back. Emma Girl can talk on dance and drama. Jess Dawes is unfortunately unable to be here tonight, and she will be teaching music. Again, if there are any questions that can't be answered, then we can follow that up with Jess. Maite will be here to talk on Spanish. Jaden Borg on digital technologies and the sciences, so that's the chemistry, physics, biology and psychology at Year 10. Sammy Coburn on food and textiles. Nicole Graham is also unfortunately absent and she's on visual art. Once again, we can do a follow-up if there's anything that we can't answer for you tonight. Chris Reed here is to talk on business and legal studies. And Caitlin Schultz on ancient and modern history at Year 10 level. I think I've got everyone. All right, well, I think the information is fairly straightforward. I think the bulk of tonight's benefit of tonight is the opportunity for you now to talk to teachers and to ask questions and get any of that information that you need from us. Remember, the subject selection forms are available on the front, and thank you very much for your attendance tonight. We'll break out and have our teacher sessions. Thank you very much.